Hello and welcome to another episode of EccentRic Conversations. My name is Ricardo Nyawose, and today I'm joined by Jay Cramote, and we have a new look. We're trying this out. Just let us know if you like it. But yeah, the content is still the same, still incredible, still good conversations happening here. But Jay, just let us know who you are, what you do, and yeah, fill us in, bro.
Okay. Hi, I'm Siyabonga Jay. Mthethwa / Crumhood. Yo, that's a topic for another day. So I'm a stylist, wardrobe stylist / art director in film. I've worked in vast areas of my career, whether corporate and creative. But I'm a creative at heart. I love being creative. I love art. I love styling. And I've worked corporate. I don't like corporate that much. But yeah, so I've been a stylist, art director for about 7 or 8 years, and shot a couple cool things, movies, TV series, music videos, stuff like that. I'm just a cool guy.
Nice.
I'm just a cool guy. Just a cool guy, man.
That's cool, bro. When you say TV series and stuff like that,
Oh, of course,
I know,
of course.
I want this TV, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, they don't know what happens behind the scenes or how we see the final picture. Sinasibona nje sekuyimove kuhlangene, but la bantu laba bantu abanjani, and mhlambe i-lifestyle ephilwayo abantu aba in that creative field. Bro, whatever you can, just tell us about that stuff ukuthi i-lifestyle yakhona njani. Thina sibona the final product, but yini enye enzakalayo, the sort of work that goes into a product, or the drama that's around making a product, or all of those things. Just
Firstly, whatever you guys see on the screen, and I will tell you this for free, there's a lot of hard work that goes into there. It feels like, if I can explain it, it feels like two different sides of a coin. So the front side that you guys see on screen, it's beautiful, and it's obviously the masterpiece. It's something that's painted. But in every artist, there's a pain to it. There's a process to it. There is stuff that the artist goes through that. And the crazy thing is about the struggle of things is what actually defines it as beautiful. So in that sense, the stuff that we go through in the background, there's fighting every day. There's just drama. One time you can't find the cast member. Next time everyone is running around, stepping on each other's toes. Someone went into a different department and now there's something missing, and now someone's blaming this other person because now we can't find it. And for this certain scene, this person needs to say, for example, I'm in wardrobe and I'm head of wardrobe. Someone walks into the wardrobe department and don't see jackets because you're $1. and then man, this is idea. Now it's a scene. Okay, wardrobe, come through. Now I'm in the hot water because the jacket's not found, but someone outside is smoking a cigarette and wearing the jacket that they're not supposed to be using. So there's things like that happen, and there's a lot of tension. You've got to always be careful whose toes you're stepping on, because obviously you guys are spending a lot of time together. You're spending about 13 to 15 hours a day. You're probably sleeping about 2 or 3 hours. Then you go the next day. And especially with TV series, it's not like 1 or 2 weeks. You're there together for 5 months. So at a point in time, you guys are bro, you're hurtful. It's like, I don't want anyone to speak to me. You walk into the next day, because what happens initially, you go for about your 13 hours. Then after that, you wrap, and then you have a production meeting for the next day. So now you're adding an extra 2 hours. to your day. So now when you get home, you want to fall asleep, but you're not. Because now your mind is still active. Uyacabanga mfethu. So by the time ukuthi mase kumele uvuke, it's time to go again. So you understand. So you all of you are on like an edge, and that's where the fights come in. That's where the complications come in, and then also the celebrities, because the cast members are obviously the main frame of the work. They've got to be treated like princesses. And for that, the princesses, they act like princesses. So you need to understand them. Whatever they say is never wrong. It's like what they teach in a retail company. The customer's always right. Or in a restaurant. So you've got to deal with their drama. Oh yeah, somebody didn't get me this. I don't have my robe. Where's this? I thought when I came here, I was going to have my own department where I can sit and whatever, and now it's not happening, and then they throw tantrums, and then so there's a lot of different factors, but the main thing is it's not as glamorous. When I first went into styling, I thought, hey man, I'm gonna go into this and you need to be dressed looking like a stylist to style other people. Can't you know? You are in service. You are in service of people. So your main aim is you mustn't look like that. You can do that with your Instagram. It's fine. But you're not there for that. You're not there to shine. You're not there because you're not going to be in front of camera. Your actual thing is you are in service of it. So when people always say that the job is cool, it is cool. I won't lie to you. But there's a toughness to it that you have to have thick skin to. And then also there's a whole lot of influence that comes in with that, because you have rap parties, you have things, you have people that you hang around with, whether celeb or non-celeb. There are things that people partake in that you need to be very aware of. Yeah. Because,
It's like there's that thing that Denzel used to say, says, leave the party before the devil comes.
Exactly, exactly. I don't know whether this relates, but there's a saying that I heard. It says, a dancer knows when to leave the stage. So sometimes you need to know when to go home, because some people will stay behind and they'll participate in certain things where it's like, do I now want to be a part of the crew, or do I know, Or like maybe say, for instance, there's a celebrity that you are styling or dressing that may partake in something. And then siyathuka manje. Ethi kuwena ikuse shayisa uzobloma. And then now you're trying to decide, okay, cool. I'm actually about to have a relationship with this person, or I'm gonna get.
And it's hard to deny.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be on par with this person in life, and now we're gonna be buddies. It's not really like that, and then you end up getting yourself into
things that
you shouldn't be getting yourself into. So it's a whole lot of the works, and I think it's just like anything in life, bro. You just need to know what you want. Nothing's ever gonna come easy, but there's a beauty to everything in it.
Yeah. So, and like keep your eye on the ball. Yeah. I think I can attest to the long hours thing. Like a lot of people don't know, but I did an ad many years ago with MTN, and it was 18 hours that we worked for that day. Like I was doing one. I was on the ad. I showed up for 3 seconds, right? 3 seconds on the ad. On the final product, I was only there for 3 seconds, but it took us 18 hours to get that. Exactly. And like that team, the next morning, I remember the next morning I went to church, and they had booked at the Quarters Hotel opposite the Olive Tree, and I saw them like waking up the next day and like getting ready to go again. I'm like here exhausted because I got back at I think I got back at 11 p.m. and I'm like, oh, I'm exhausted, but they have probably gotten up earlier. I've had to have breakfast. And they'd been doing that for they'd shot some in Cape Town, for the same ad. And they were they'd been doing a whole lot of work. And it's a big full day. It's a lot of work, a lot of moving parts, some waiting. But I got to feel a little bit of the princess treatment, like, because there was like, bro, they would have sandwiches, right? Like sandwiches lined up. In the little time that I would get, like they'd run. I was speaking to sandwich, something. Chatting luma, getting saluma. Now I'm busy with the makeup stuff, and now I'm like, okay, I'm putting it over there. I'm grabbing something to drink because that's how much time you have. Like it's literally like go. And then come with van, and then you're going, okay, we're going next location, man. So I leave it. Someone's gonna take it. These are my things. But someone is there to do everything. And it's so coordinated. When I try to learn delay, you thinking, what the hell is going on? There's like literally a guy with like a checkbook who's like watching everything. He just tells you what to do, and you feel everything is so organized, bro. I mean, I would love to understand the psychology behind it, but like the crew would go on their own bus, and then I would have like a bus where I'm with like one other maybe actor and like the main guy with the board. And like it feels different, bro. Bro,
it's a perception thing. So how they do it is, and from what I've understood in working in the field, so they are supposed to make you feel some type of way so that you can make someone on the other screen feel some type of way. So you are supposed to feel a certain way. You're supposed to, there's a weight that you're supposed to carry that you can only give to the person on the other side of the screen so they can believe what you're selling to them. So if I'm not treating you as a king and you hop on a set and you're supposed to be a king, you're not gonna emphasize that. And I'm not gonna understand it looking at it sitting in my lounge. It's not gonna make sense to me.
It's not gonna translate, bro.
Because it's like the mind. Every day you train the mind. If you want to become something, it starts obviously in the mind. And in that industry, they plan everything in terms of, okay, cool, this is the cost, this is what we're doing, this is what they need to do, this is the performance we need to get out of them. You understand? So from the time you get there in the morning, you're going to be treated in a certain type. You need anything? Even if your phone is sitting over there and you know you can walk to it
and go grab it. Some important person is going to go grab your phone, bro. Exactly. You are on the money, bro. And I remember just thinking, so I was playing a musician. There. I was playing like a famous musician, right? I felt like one while I was there. I'm like, what is going on, bro? Why do I feel like, bruh, like other people, extras, would be sitting over there, bro? And I'm like, dude.
They enhance it.
I'm like, in
it's
the nice
supposed to
place,
be like that.
sitting by myself.
Yeah.
Here's the, like maybe the director in those chairs, those foldable ones. And I'm literally like alongside, sitting on my own. And I remember just thinking, shouldn't I just be like with those other guys?
No.
And I said, then when there was, there was something separate to Silent Taylor with those guys.
Of course.
But I remember just going, and I had this like, humble thing. No. But they brought it to us now. And because I was feeling some type of way with Taiwo guys, like everyone is like there, and I'm like here, and I felt like
Now it goes to an extent of like even the cast members, the main cast members, we order food from another place or a restaurant where they would like. Sometimes they even ask you where you'd like food from. And then everyone else gets the buffet. And you're not supposed to chill with them. So it's a frame thing. It's a training. Psychologically, they're training you to actually get the best out of you.
And actually live out.
Yes.
It's
so
brilliant.
It's a psychological thing. So because when people, it's crazy how every time I explain it, people can feel and understand, because there's even colors that evoke certain emotions that people don't understand on screen. So there's certain things that we do that will make a person believe what we're trying to sell to them. So that's that princess thing and all of that. That's all just a game. That's all just not a game, but I'd say it's all a tactic to then now
to get the best product.
And to get it in the shortest amount of time. Because we can't
How
waste
can I
tape.
teach you to be a king if you've never been one?
You understand? If I don't treat you like one, how
I
you
need
gonna,
to do it today.
You need to do
feel
it.
today.
And you need to
act
feel
today.
it and act it today.
By the time you leave here, you must be arrogant.
So when they say, "Where's our king? Where's our king?" I'm here.
Yeah, bro. Now I want to ask you a question. What happens when it's not that kind of scene? Like maybe the role that you have is a darker one, or like more on the sexual side. How then do they mold you or like treat you in a way to arouse that kind of that character out of you?
Okay.
Because there's darker roles that people play. You know, you're not always a celebrity or someone who's just a dramatic person in a soapy.
Definitely.
But sometimes you're like an evil person in a soapy, or like you are a lustful person who's like.
In those cases, it still kind of works the same way, but that certain cast member, they keep you aside,
Okay.
and then they'll have maybe a coach with you.
Okay.
Necessarily, I mean, if you're good at what you do, you don't need a coach, but you just need someone to just keep revving in your ear. Abo, the bad thoughts, the thoughts of like being that person, you know, that person's you and that person are gonna be there, and that thing, they like what can I say? There's a story in the Bible about someone that was whispering in God's ear. I think it was the devil, and saying when he was on top of the mountain. I'm not sure if I'm referencing.
When he was saying jump here and the
Yes.
angel, God will send
God will send the
so you don't
angels.
strike your foot.
Yes. So with that thing of they take you away, they put you with a coach, and that person, the only job is just to whisper, Rick, you're a bad person. You're this. You're that.
Oh, it's
you're
like
that.
method acting.
Yes, like that. So when you have that person in your ear the whole day, you understand, and you by yourself, just with them.
It really darkens your mood.
It darkens your mood. So when you come out and they say, action, my bro, you've done you've done hours of this.
Yo.
It's been happening, you know. So yeah, there's certain people that just their job is just to whisper in your ear and keep telling you this and provoke those thoughts and provoke those things, and you know, you understand. And actually, when there's also like a sexual thing, if it's between two cast members, they do the same thing. They'll have a coach. They'll have you guys, you know, obviously in consent-wise, because obviously you sign contracts and whatever, you guys will get to now indulge in obviously those characters.
Run.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't know what happens because not everybody is allowed in those rooms.
Makes sense.
Yeah, not everybody's allowed in those rooms. It's actually just the coach and those two other people. And when they are shooting, it's only the director and the DOP, and then just minimal crew. Not everybody is allowed in the room, because it's comfortability of people as well. But yeah, there's some people, hey bro, kono muntu otholi imali ningab, just to whisper the whole day and say, hey, yeah, you're a gangster, you're this, you're that, you're that. So
Hype
that you can
man.
be able to hype man. So you believe it at the end of the day, and then when you hop out and they say action, you got it. You're running with it.
Bro, you know, like the stuff that you're saying is making so much sense.
Yeah.
I heard also this, like, because in the South African context as well, like, I was like, I'm a movie from the United States and stuff like that, and then you believe that, okay, there's such technology and such thinking behind everything because they have so much more money.
Yeah.
But for South Africa, you always, and you're wrong then, that we should actually stop doing it. I'm guilty of it. So, Indo Epumala, South Africa, like a product that comes from South Africa, like a series, something you just don't think too much of it. Like, they but actually, there's a lot of intention. I was watching this interview, and this girl they were talking about like a sex scene or kiss scene, and they're like, how does that happen, and how do you not get attached and stuff like that? And this lady said, no, there's a coach. There's a coach that's there. And they coach you on how to make contact without actually making contact, and also like sort of like therapy afterwards to like get out of the
whole
it's
zone,
a traumatic thing. Like trauma doesn't always have to be bad, but the fact the doing of that can affect someone in a way, and now you need to be like coached out of that as well after the fact. And I realized actually there's a lot of intention, and like there's professionals doing this stuff, and which is really cool because it means that our stars are protected in some
Yeah,
way, or at
of
least there's an intention to protect them. So I was really glad to hear that. But it is astonishing, Guti. Even those other roles, there's like people, you know, because we don't think about those things actually. And then I'm just thinking now about, okay, these guys mentally, they must either be really focused and really good at what they do and they really have to prepare for what they do, or they struggle. Like, because bro, to snap out of basically someone is affirming a thought. Like it's hard to snap out. And I know like some like, you know, Heath Ledger ended up, you know?
Yeah, of course, because that comes with the spiritual thing. It comes with the spiritual. That's why you gotta get coached out of it, because the character that you embrace, that we need to understand that, like, and I'm bringing it back to God. That everything is spiritual. And so if you're gonna embrace someone that's such that character, maybe says, for instance, like a perv, and then you have that person whispering things in your ear. The tongue, what the tongue speaks, I mean, things are going to elevate and it's going to come out. And by the end of the day, if you don't get yourself out of that position, there's going to be thoughts that are running in your head. So it's very important to be able to try and lead that person away from what you put them into. Because you can stay in that. I've seen one of the saddest and craziest things, and actually astounding things when I saw it's like, actually in South Africa, we are going somewhere in terms of how we're doing like the film stuff. There was a rape scene where a girl was getting raped in like the bushes, and bro, like what it took for that girl to get out of it, it was so hard, and because I think her sister had gone through something like that. So after they'd acted and they said cut, she just carried on crying, bro. Like she just carried on letting it out and letting it out. And you could see it was coming from like a really deep place for her. And because like everyone was like, oh, okay, cool, she's still, but like it was cut. So she's not acting anymore.
Yes, bro.
So it like was a deep, deep, deep cut for her.
They get it out of you. That's the thing. So I went for some classes with this, after I'd done the ad, this agent got me into a school. She had a school that she did like courses and stuff. So I did like an acting course a little bit there. And there was this day we were doing method acting, bro. And they get it out of you, bro. So like they make you think of like, if you need to cry, they train you to think of the thing that hurt you the most in life, bro. And you can bring it like to like your binocular vision right here, and then it saddens you and you live through it again. And that's how you literally come to it. So you basically summoning emotion from a real event. So maybe she imagined herself being, you know, and obviously there's hurt, because if that happens to a family member, I'm crying. If it happens to anybody, I'm like, you know, and now if it's closer to home, it's even more of a burden. So now they bring that out of you. And bro, that's a real thing. So like they've gotten the product, but you are left with this thing. I remember feeling that day, like I just went, you know what, bro, this is like heavy, bro. But I mean, after that, I haven't done much of that, but I imagine that it's hard for people that do that for a living. And they actually have to be good at it, because that's how the bread comes in, you know? And that's how you get more roles, if you are versatile and if you are able to like show emotion in a true and but like if you've had any experiences with like the mental health side of that sort of business, bro, like share anything towards in terms of that.
With me, you know what, actually I really thought I'd be, because my mom used to say as a child, because as a child, I used to really be good at like making things up and like just being like the light of like the room. And she'd be like, one day I think you're going to be a great actor. And I actually thought I'd be a great actor. But then I thought about it along the way. Even when I got into the industry, I did want to do it. But I realized to myself that I'm very attached to emotion. Like mentally, I'm the person that really overthinks things, even if they're not that serious.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that will take a joke away and people will be like, I'm joking. But at the end of the day, I'll sit it by myself and be like, what did this guy mean?
Yeah.
You know?
I know
So,
what you mean.
and seeing the art and craft behind that made me feel like, nah, bro, I would never be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because if someone had to bring out something like that in me, it would take me, I mean, the trauma that I've been through and the things that I've been through, it took so long for me to get out of.
Yeah.
At times, I'm comfortable now to speak about certain things, but I'm saying in that craft, I don't think I'd be able to just simply be like, okay, I have a coach and then I'll get out of it. Because I'll probably stay in it.
Yeah.
I'd probably be like a Heath Ledger type of person. Because I don't think you just choose any role that you want. There's roles that come up. You can't always be the bad guy. You can't always be the good guy. There's roles where you have to do certain things and feel certain emotions. Where it's like, it's either the bag or you're saying, no, I'm not going to do it.
And you probably get blackballed as well.
Exactly. So
it makes it hard.
Makes it hard.
If you refuse certain roles, there's less of a chance. They go, and these directors know each other probably, bro.
I mean,
so they'll probably be like, he's gonna be hard to work with because he's not gonna be able to.
It's like they're on the same WhatsApp group, dog. That's how scary it is. No, I'm serious. It's like every director that you come across and meet, oh yeah, you've worked this person. It literally feels like they're on the same WhatsApp group.
And now, bro, because there's young people, right, that are in school right now doing drama or whatever, young people that are doing videography, young people that aspire to be in the entertainment world, right? There's this guy, an actor, he was speaking, he's like a Christian and stuff like that. And he's come to this place where he's gone like, there's certain things that I just won't do, regardless of how much the money is. And apparently some of those roles pay really well if you're going to do certain things. And sometimes there's like, well, he put it in this way that there's like agendas. He feels that there's agendas that are being pushed, right? Yeah, and now we're getting into dangerous territory. But there's, but at the same time, I do want to speak about these things, bro, because I, as a musician, when I came into the music industry, bro, like there's things that I saw that made me uncomfortable. And I remember just thinking, okay, cool. Like you really gotta have your head screwed up the right way because you know? And I was saying in his experience, he was saying, there's certain agendas, and then there's also like people that are actors and stuff like that. Some of them do strange things, like they match meaty or like they just do funny stuff, bro. Which makes sense in terms of like I generally just go, bro, like you either like strong or vulnerable, and you just pick what's going to make you strong. And sometimes it's not what most people agree on. But there's something that's making you strong or making you vulnerable. And so now, we don't know. But now, for a young person, okay, if you want to come into this industry, here, like spiritually, you must be like on top of your game. Like pray if you're praying. Like make sure that your relationship with God is like good and sorted so that you don't get exposed to certain things. Because I don't want to go with the narrative of if you believe in Jesus or God, there's certain things that you can't do, like certain industries that you can't be in, because like then there's like a whole lot of doom there, because it means anyone that's in there is like gone and lost and vulnerable. That can't be true. Sometimes some spaces literally need like a Christian or to be in those spaces to bring light. Bro, I think God is very resourceful as a king. So industry, he's big. Like if he wants to put a young child into an industry so that they can be a pillar, in that industry, uzomfaka and protect. And they'll all be famous. It's not like you can't be famous if you're not, And there's a purpose for that as well, because and it's very easy to get there, bro. Like social media and like what we've seen before. Like no, unless ngidla umuthi or like I'm this, then I won't make it. You know, which is actually not true. You know, like you should. And we should know that, like, Muti, Nkulunkulu price, like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So this isn't what's gonna get in your way. Actually, it's this. That's what gets in your way. And I think that's also sort of an agenda to go like, how can I convince you to do something that's skew if you want to be part of the industry? I must convince you that there's no other way. You know. Before you even try.
I think that is a very big and important thing that you just said, Uguti. And also I think the thing is, I'll start here. I think there's so much misinformation about certain things that is so simple. I mean, I think with the acting industry, all it takes for you to do is you probably get an email address of, you can find them on social media pages, email address of one of the agencies. Nah? You send a 1-minute clip of you acting like a dialogue or something. After that, they reply to you, they ask for your pictures and whatever. Next minute, when the role comes up, they call you. Simple. You don't need to, I imagine, Melix Tagat, like, kona sotole role, manje. Nah, Kanye, yonke into nje, impesa makhandlela lana, No, it's very simple. But I think also,
so bopo no dole
so I think that's the perception of that. There's, it's just because we don't want to try, because everything comes so easy to us. The social media, everything here, it's in our faces. Everything's saibona lana, and you know, it's if I was on social media today, and then because I look at a lot of properties, I'm a dreamer. I want a house soon. So I'm looking at these properties, and on the caption, it says this apartment cost 1.3 million. The first comment underneath this post, hey bro, imali in the shandi. Like, did you not take the time to read the caption? Do you understand how lazy we are?
Yeah.
So especially as black people, we get to a point where it's like we blame things that don't even exist for us not making certain things or making it. Like, bro, this guy could have read the biggest thing on the caption. Says how much it costs. And then underneath it, you're going to ask, how much is it?
Like,
how, bro?
How like discount? It's like asking if you can.
No, but I mean, reading it, I don't know what the guy is. But reading it, like honestly, he's just asking how much is it? And did you not take the time to read it? So I'm saying it's simple.
Yeah.
But the advice, I think, I particularly, okay, this is going to come from my opinion and people may agree or disagree. Yes, God does work, and yes, we are needed in certain industries, such as the film industry, because it's full of a lot of things that, hey man, I don't even know where to start even, and goes very deep into certain things. And God doesn't trust his children to go out, and he gives us the power, and he vests us with, obviously, the protection that we need, and for us to go out and make sure that we bring back his people, into his kingdom. But also that is very scary because you can get kind of sucked in, and I won't lie. I stepped in it thinking that I knew everything, and then got sucked into a whole different world. That got me stuck into a lot of things that I myself, in a sober sense and understanding life, would never ever like dabble in and go into and partake in. So it's one thing. I think the most important thing is, if you're going to go into an industry like that as a Christian, you need to have a very stable support system that you come from. That every day when you go back home, you gain the strength again to go back into that. Because you go into that alone, and you spend all that time in it, there's no way you're not going to get lost. Because you don't know where the sense comes from, and you don't know where you don't have a home base to come back to. And it's like charging a battery, charging your phone. You need to charge yourself back and go back into that, understanding what my main aim is and what I'm coming here to do. So if you don't have that, firstly, forget about going into there, because you're going to become a whole different person. It's going to change you. You're not going to be the same, and you're probably not going to come back from that. A lot of people don't come back from that in a sense where
they lose themselves.
And then when they're out of it, they can never get back to themselves. So yeah, it's like anything, music industry, you know, as well. So if you don't have a support structure and a base where you can always regain your strength, don't go into it. You're gonna lose yourself. Secondly, don't think once you get comfortable with everything that you've got it. Always be on the I don't know anything more than Singyaz. Because Singyaz is a dangerous place to be in. Well, I think there's a quote that says the wisest man knows that he knows nothing. So if you're coming from a place that where you understand that ngila but angazi lutho, that's when you understand, okay, let me be wary of my surroundings. Because when you start getting comfortable and you're like, I know, then you start getting susceptible to deities. And also there's certain things that are run by certain people in certain industries, such as this. And it's not all the time that you get gigs. So it affects you a lot, because you'll get work for 4 to 5 or 6 months maximum. I wouldn't say maximum. Sometimes you get a 2-year contract. Maximum is about 2-year contract. After that contract, obviously those are seldom. Those are like, that's like the big jackpot. But most of them are 3, 4, 5 months. Then the next 5, 6, 7, 8 months, you don't have anything. You're trying to hustle for a next gig, because now obviously the industry is getting flooded. And as I said, I think people have a WhatsApp group. Where they're like, let this one, we can work with this one. We want to work with this one. We don't want to work with this one. So by that means there's less opportunity for other people to go into. So now you're stuck with, okay, I've got a lot of money from these 4 or 5 months that I've been working, but I don't know when the next paycheck is. Now you're starting to have to pay yourself. The rent, if you're renting out, the food, the groceries. You have to try and make this thing last until something else comes up.
So you gotta be like almost like an accountant as well, like someone like spread, because part of being a business when you're an actor, I feel like you are a business. Keep yourself afloat until until you can catch a ride on the next boat.
Something else comes up. And the other sad thing is this forms part of the question or the statement that you're making about depression, and that there are people in South Africa. So South Africa, bro, we take so much advantage of people, that are trying so hard, and this is not even in the creative space. This is in all spaces,
every sphere.
And it's so sad because people don't understand their own value, and there's so little of everything that we are begging and begging and begging just to have one foot in the door.
That's
you understand?
True.
So even when there were times where I used to work gigs not getting paid, but because I was going to be in a circle full of celebrities and full of, taking pictures of like these big sets. There's celebrities there, there's what there, there's what there. Everybody on my WhatsApp and my social media, oh my gosh, you're doing so well. I'm so proud of you. Kanjanja, you're pushing. You seem like
you're still networking.
Oh, I'm up here. My chest is out, you understand? But I'm working 13, 14 hours a day, and I'm not even getting a penny from that.
I see.
All I'm getting is all these clips and these pictures with all these people, and seeming like I'm doing the most. And if you had to find out with how many people are living those lives, bro, it's so scary. because it looks nice. It's like what we were talking about earlier on. It looks nice. But the financial aspect of it,
Yeah.
you're not getting anything from it.
Yeah, and that's
You know?
that's a top reality. Bro.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're raising that point
Yeah.
because like I remember when I was making music as well. We used to go out and play, bro. Like play at different places, and like places you would know.
Yeah.
But like we did that. I think it must have been 8 to 9 months.
Yeah.
We never really got paid from that.
Yeah.
And like when artists go out to play, generally they get paid.
Yeah, of
like
course.
when I went independent and started doing my own thing, that's when I actually like with every gig I would get paid because it's coming directly to me. And like you sort of like, how did it work before? And that's the thing is that especially with younger people, and I made this observation, bro. More basic, after a certain amount of time, kuna ma-artists asalai.
Yeah.
Let me talk about music. Kuna ma-artists asalai that carry on making music, the big ones. And then kuna ma-village bashabalala.
Yeah.
You know? And then there's a new batch. The new batch is always like 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, you know?
Yeah. True.
And then they become big, right? And then 6 years later, you find out this guy was not getting paid, doesn't have anything, like nje, bowlo on TV, and it ends there. And then I've learned, okay, shuti kona, lama khodman lawa aziga. They know, even with what you said, like these gigs that you do for free, like you're trying to build an image or like building a brand. They know that there's people like that, and they're going to suck you dry until like you know also figure out, okay, now I desperately have to pay. You know what I mean? And so you're right, bro. Like people want to get into these things. They do research. Do research. Like
there's no
there's no need to rush into doing this quickly. No, bro. True. At 18, 17, 19, you don't know anything, bro. You know, just take your time and capitalize on it if you have to. Like, I just think of like MT, bro, for instance. Like, I watched this interview and I remember just going, bro, this dude was huge. You know? And I remember I was in high school, bro. Huge. This dude was huge. It was my last year in high school. And I remember just going, bro, like I'm going into the music industry as well. I'm gonna be.
Bro, that guy, he blew big, up bro. The industry in a way
and
you
he shifted it,
believe.
Bro. He changed it.
He changed it in a way where, you know, when the definition of big. This is the person you want to be. If you were in music, this is the person you want to be. And the sad state of everything is, it's not only artists, it's not only us that are in the creatives, it's also corporate. And people in positions of power, they fully understand how to manipulate you. They'll be like, okay, cool, I can't pay you, but look at this. And what they're making you look at is the potential of what it could be. So because you see a potential of what it could be, you're like, okay, let me stick it out and see where it goes. By what you're doing then, you are adhering.
You conforming and selling yourself short.
And once you accept that, there's no negotiating that you can ever do with a person like that. You've already accepted the lowest of low. After that, you can't.
Bro, can I give you an analogy for this thing? Do you think Jeff Bezos, okay, maybe he's too rich. Let me think of someone less rich. Let's take maybe Cyril. Our president. We love you, bruv. Let's say at one of his biggest companies. Do you think he's going to give the CEO of that company, that big company to run? No. Of course the CEO is just going to run the company on a salary. The salary might look good, but he's going to run the company on a salary. Right? That's corporate. Now, you get signed to a record label. Let's say you are Chris Brown, so that we don't speak about South African artists. You Chris Brown. You just got signed. Do you think that the record label owner will give you even 50% of what you're earning? in total. No. You are just working there. Umsebenzi, but your work is different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Your work is to be a brand and look famous.
Yeah.
The person that's running Cyril's business, his job is to make sure everything runs well.
Yeah.
But he's generating income. Like the money that he's generating is exponential in comparison to what he's getting.
Yeah.
And it's the same with artists. It's the same. If you don't understand that going in, uzocabanga ukuthi njengoba Chris Brown hamba Lamborghini yakhe. No, it's not his. No, that's the brand. Yeah, now he has this. And this is what I learned. Is, man had a salary. MT had a salary. I'm like, how?
Bro.
And then the salary, more you surprised, like the salary that, you know, like someone would just, I'm like, oh, should you over like TV and just like dance around and like, and give us your art and it's just like a job.
Yeah,
it's like a job. And so you must, I do think there is another way to do it, right? I do think you can, it's the same way as starting your own business. Being an entrepreneur. You could either work for a firm for all your life or you could start a practice. And then that's where you see money. And that's what most successful doctors, pediatricians, dentists and stuff like that, they will tell you that they started making money when they opened their own practice. Right? And I'm not saying record labels don't work niggas in his own. I'm just saying that you can't have the same expectation. Like you can't have the same expectation of as an owner. It just doesn't work. That's a reality check that I think people must understand. Most will sign to a record label. Just understand, Nguti, you work there. And you're going to get a fraction of what the label is going to make. Just as any other employee that works for however big a company. If you see Amazon, you're not getting 50%.
Of course. No. What? No.
How's that going to work? So I think I want young people to understand that. Like, if they're going to get in these careers, to just know that, like, yes, it looks different. The type of work is different. You got to be a brand. You got to look like you're rich because that's how you say. But it's still a job. Even that, keeping those appearances. And like, I've seen people that like, they will come, do a show, and just like they're done. They just want to leave and go because it's not like they're always enjoying themselves. Sometimes you want a night off, but like any other work, night shift has come in the night, and you gotta do the things.
You gotta do the things, bro. You gotta do the things. So and I think, like just saying again, like for young kids, man, don't rush it, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, Faith, please, like. There's a lot of, from my personal experience, and there's a lot of pain and there's a lot of anguish that comes from rushing things, bro. Like, it's taking me long to utter it out because as in this present moment, as I say it, there's certain things that I think are coming out of me in terms of my experience and what I've been through. Hey man, you know, rushing things and the thing is you come out because my journey, and I'll speak to especially those people that can relate to my story. In primary school, okay, cool. Then we didn't know anything. High school, cool kid, played first team soccer. You understand? All the girls are like, I'm not bragging. But see how this weight, this, you understand? So you have that perception, you have with a cool gang. Then you get out of that because your mentality, it starts in high school. So your mentality is like that. You have a certain standard in your head and that's how you go in. And you think you know everything. Get out of that, go to varsity. Or immediately because your energy comes from there. Energy is obviously a powerful thing. Your energy comes from, you're in high school, I was, hit boy or whatever, and you're cool. You take that energy into varsity. You're probably going to find a group that's kind of like you. They were also cool kids. Then you start dabbling in certain things. Because your mentality is of, I've got a certain stature and I know about life. Things feed into you and they attract you. Then obviously in the career things, okay, this oh, okay, this, now you're meeting these people. Oh, yeah, come to this club, come to this, come to that, come to that. Bro, I will tell you for free, I couldn't until about 2 years ago. I could never sit by myself, like and just by myself, like alone, because I was so afraid of who I am, because I didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
Because I spent so much time being around so many people and basing my identity of all the things I could grab as quickly as I can. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And all of those things created me, and all of those cool friends, and all of those girls, or all of this and all of that, and all of you understand, to a point where I got lost, you know. And I pray people listen to what I'm really saying, because it's really important. Because now I've gotten to a point where I was 28. And then I started realizing, hey man, I need to get to know myself.
Yeah.
You know, I went through a hard journey of depression throughout those years, with multiple suicide attempts. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I never want someone to experience this the way that I did, because when I was going through those years, it was painful not to know who I'm living with. And the person I'm living with the most is me.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And that's a scary and hurtful place to be, because you're scared of yourself. You know, I used to come home even after work. The minute I come home, I put my bags down, I go out and I go drink, because I want company.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be alone. If I'm off, the minute I get up, I shower, I go to somebody's place, the company that I'm keeping is over drinks, over whatever, but I never got time to spend alone, because I was so scared of who I was. And that always creeps back up to you, man.
Yeah.
Because God gives us a thing where it's like, when when you can feel you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
That's, I think, a call when God is like, hey bro, you need to realize, Guti, this is not you, and this is not what I've made you for.
Yeah.
And then those moments hit, and when you don't understand yourself enough, when those moments hit, it will spiral you into a mechanism of, oh, what's my life about?
Yeah.
Who am I? What is even life? Why do I deserve to live? And when you start asking yourself those questions, that's when like the devil creeps up and it's like, hey yo, my nigga, So it's very vital to understand yourself. So that's why I'm saying I went really deep about that, but like understanding and taking your time to do things is very important. I mean, I had a kid at 20. Asiqale lapho ke, like uba nengane at 20. Guys, also let's stop glamorizing having children, guys. No, let's not do that anymore. I'm just talking for the young kids. It's I just want to land this properly. It's unfair what we as a people on social media, and especially in South Africa, are doing to the younger generation, because we are glamorizing having children at the ages of 19, 20, 21. You still don't know anything.
No, your brain hasn't even fully developed.
Bro, you're supposed to be understanding yourself. You're supposed to be looking around the world and seeing, okay, what do I like?
Yeah.
If I want to travel, okay, cool. Maybe I want to go overseas. Maybe I want to go and study at Harvard. Maybe I want to, that's what those ages are for.
Yeah.
It's not for having kids.
No.
It's not for settling down at that time. That you can't.
Yeah.
That's the worst disaster you can do to yourself,
Yeah.
And I won't lie. I mean, like, my kid is a blessing now. And also the thing of saying, when someone says to me, and I know it because me and my friends always have this laugh, when someone says, so how is it having a kid? And you say, it's a blessing. Do you know what? No, I'm not being mean, but do you know what that thing says? It's to bypass whatever questions you want to ask me after that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like really it's going good. It's like, no, it's a blessing. Because I don't have the answers to give you, and because I've been struggling so much,
I see.
that I don't have the means to explain to you the struggles that I'm going through, especially if you don't have a kid.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's a whole different subject.
that's a whole different subject on another day. Tell him to have me back and we'll discuss that. But anyway, so yeah, as I'm saying, having a kid at 20, bro, it's not.
Yeah, no, it's
You know, it's not cool. And there's and to think of it now, I'm actually a late bloomer because there's kids that are having kids at 16.
yeah,
Like,
they are.
do you understand? That's a scary thing for me because when I think about it, 20 for me was very. I mean, I just got out of like varsity, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I think I was actually finishing my last year. And on my own is because that's where what we were saying is don't rush.
Yeah, don't.
Like, don't rush things.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had it in another way, I wouldn't have been in the situation like that. I had to, and it's painful because you have to give up your dreams. You have to give up everything that you want for yourself to be able to take care of now a person and the person that you've created, you know?
Yeah, it feels like it speeds things up a bit.
Yeah.
I just go like, if you already have a child and you are young, figure it out. Like, try really hard to like grab life by the horns and like get back on the saddle and like go for things that within that limit now, because you can't really just get up and travel and leave your child for like 3 years or something like that. But within the realm of that responsibility, try and figure out how well you can still live your life. But if you have not had a kid yet, take that into consideration and go. There is so much freedom in knowing that if I got a call from some company from the United States tomorrow, I can just get up and leave
And say
Mom, I love you, Dad, I love you, and I will see. Ngizosendela imali. Fire with the money, you know, like that's a really cool mindset to sort of go into life with and give yourself that freedom, because you don't really know what happens. Like, you change your mind and your life so much from the age of like when you finish school to like you get your first job like 25. You change your mind so many times.
You don't know
about who you want to be. You're figuring yourself out now. And then I go like this year with guys, like us. I want to speak directly to our community, like Black community. I want to just go. The stuff that I see sometimes on social media going around, like maybe there's someone spending 90K on a ball somewhere, and like we've glamorized the whole club scene thing. I just want to just go like, I understand, like I get it. Like, you have money, you're balling, like great. But we don't even want you to give it away. Just like think of the infrastructure that you could bring to certain neighborhoods with that money. Like, you know, there's other groups of people, ethnicities and races that sow their money back into their community. Like, build a coffee shop, bro. Hire like 3 people. Like, if you go and spend 30K every month on at a bar, like, I mean at a club, the odds are you are able to like build a coffee shop somewhere and like hire people and have a like something that helps the youth move forward. Like, some kid can pay for certain fees or rent and study. Ngaleo mali uzoyiphuza, you know? And then that's the thing, it's excessive. It's not even like, oh, ngithengela amabhodlela cognac out to sitting my mates so aphuza. No, it's like lande 10. Then
how do you explain like 12 bottles of Moët? And like I think, and thinking of it, Lana, in South Africa, we have a thing of ungazositshela, yabo. Even when we talk, njobusho kanjalo, someone's gonna look at this and say, I phela ungazositshela.
Ngoba ngubroke, anginamali njengoba ngisho kanje.
No. what generally Black people do, you know, when there's a meme that I read that said, you can only use I've come up from a broken background to a certain type of age. But after you're 30, you can't be like, I come from a broken home. Now you are the home.
Hey, my bro.
You understand?
Yeah,
so you
that's
no longer can say that. So what we do as black people, we say, oh yeah, our people never had money like this.
So
it's
fantasy
always been the
blow.
other races. Fantasy blow.
Yeah.
But there's a certain point in time where that no longer works. Now you're excusing bad behavior.
And you're inspiring the next people, the next generation.
That's what I'm saying. You're excusing bad behavior and being a bad example to youth and using, oh yeah, we've never had this.
Yes.
Okay, cool, we get we've never had this. So then why don't we make something and create and build something that we understand that the youth can fall upon? Yeah. We know that other races have it correct that when they have kids, their kids go into a lifeline where they know that someone has built something for me. So how long are we going to be able to say, hey, bro, we've never had this, so that's why we're blowing the money? Bro, because people that you speak to and you're like, bro, why are we blowing all this money and why are you doing this and this and this? It's because my parents never had this, so I must. Okay, cool. How many weekends are in a year? And how many weekends are you going to do that?
Have you actually been traveled? Have you been out of the country? Bro, or 80,000 and have you seen?
like
I do wonder about those things sometimes.
Yeah.
M2, 800,000. Have you actually been out of the country and seen what the rest of the world looks like? And then I want to say like to teenagers and younger people, the rest of us don't find this cool. Like we're not going, oh, like these are real niggas or whatever. Yeah. No, we don't. We think it's actually ridiculous. I'm not sitting here and going, yo, this guy's like, he's top G. He's like, no, we don't. Like, so understand, you get to a certain age and you're like, I actually like this. You know, maybe it wasn't when I was in high school. Someone is driving a really cool car, and they always at like some club and taking photos with like, oh, hey, go good Sunday with like all of his mates. The machi wagon. I'm like, yo, this nigga's but you get to some point and you're like, actually, the thing that I'm supposed to do or I desire to do is just make enough, start a family, be a responsible human being, build in my community where I can, and just be an example. The only people that generally look up to this thing are teenagers. And I'm going to take a wild guess and say women, because maybe that's why they're doing it. I don't know, because you find those people in those places. And I could be wrong.
It's not all women.
not all. But like, and I just go, we don't find it cool. I don't find it cool. Like, I just want younger people to know that. Like, adults don't find that cool. Like, it's only the group of people that are doing it. Like, the rest of us are like living normal lives. We go to school, we study to become things and whatever. And then you like, what's really cool is seeing your family grow up, provide and like be a man. Not going out and blowing money. And I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. I just think that's the reality, you know? And I would love for it to change. And I would love to have a conversation with him, whomever. But yes.
So I think what Ricardo is saying to people, there are going to be certain individuals that feel like, maybe this is not right for me. There is a place and there are people that really don't think that this is the life. You understand? And you don't have to feel weird about not liking those things. Because there are people that generally, because we live on social media so much, we get forced into thinking that everybody thinks this is cool. There are people generally that don't like that. They don't, they don't think that that's cool. And the important thing is, because I understand that the youth is probably going to think, oh yeah, I hear you, but because you haven't gotten past that level, it's not going to really reach to you as much. Just thinking of it as like this, the way I would describe it, always look at that life as a certain stage or event in your life. Do not look at it as life.
Look at a destination.
Yes, look at it as an event in your life.
That's cool.
And be able to look past that, and don't look at it as its life. Because what we do is, and what I did actually when I was younger, I thought, oh, this is the definition of life. And not looking at it as, oh, sure, but when you get money, we can do this. But that's not the main aim. So that's where we go. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm a good man. Nah, impilo. yabo. And that's also, it goes to the younger gents as well. That whole thing, there's so much that's out there that is out to be against us and what we are created to be. Because even the thing of dabbling with a lot of women and all of that,
Yeah.
I did that for a long time. And I didn't get to realize, because another thing is, the important thing is,
Your mom is.
my mom's calling me. Hey guys, my mom loves me.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to realize it myself, because I was living in a phase where I was like, I think this is cool.
You can take it.
Can I take it?
Yeah.
I can take it.
Take
Okay.
it. Tell her you doing a thing.
Hi. Hello? 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 Okay. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but I want to, with this like social media thing, like I've seen,
Message.
yeah, I've seen like people, like adults go and prank. And I was watching this other video, bro, and I'm still gonna do like a bit of a piece on it. But this guy comes up to this lady's window and asks if she sells fried cats. It's a Korean woman.
Oh,
right?
shit.
And no, he asks the guy first if he sells fried cats. He can't understand what he's saying, obviously. So he just goes, no, next door, right? So he goes next door. He's filming. He goes next door to this Korean lady too. And then he goes, that guy said you sell fried cat. And this lady is like, what are you talking about? And bro, like, this, you're going, why? You climbed out of bed and you chose to just be that kind of human being for likes.
Yeah.
And, like, maybe like there's some people now that are doing this content thing and it's disrupting people's lives.
Yeah.
Let me just inspire whoever is like aspiring to be a content creator or something like that. Please do not do that stuff. It's horrible. It's inconvenient, and yes, like there's some big names or Speedy, whatever those guys are. But that's not a life. I feel if you're going to inconvenience and disrespect people, like you have sold yourself to that stuff,
Yeah.
And that's the sort of thing that people must actually like look out for, like especially younger people, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm so like obsessed with the idea of informing younger people of what influences are around out there that will lead you a certain lifestyle. Because 10 years ago there weren't people that were doing that.
Hey, bro.
And there were no people that were going around and saying rude
disrupting
things like
things,
that to people for likes.
Yeah.
Now something happened along the years 2014 and 2018.
And
now
became
we've just
cool.
seen this,
Yeah.
right? And whatever's happening now, there's something that we're going to see in future that's going to be even more grotesque.
Oh, it's gonna be
right.
Ugh.
So just mangabenje, if you're creating content, like find your niche, find what you want to do, and then if the price of becoming anything more than that is too much, do not pay it. Do not go ube umundu that you did not aspire to be. Ngoba so ufuna ukuthi ufuna uba nemali, you want to be a content creator or whatever. Like it's just not alright.
I think it doesn't even to like maybe on that topic, it doesn't even need to be anything that's trashy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's me now personally, I took a break from even posting because I used to post all the time and all of that. Bro, it costs your life, it costs your comfortability, it costs your, especially if you don't know who you are, your true character, to be an influencer, bro.
Yeah.
And like it hurts because you end up living a life that's not you and that's not yours. And you're doing things, you don't even have to be disrupting the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing fashion content only. But then I got so hooked up in that I felt like every day I needed to do it, even when I couldn't afford it. Now I'm driving out to places where I can't afford, I don't have the petrol to do it.
Yeah.
And then I don't have the clothes to do it. Now you're borrowing money from people just to buy certain outfits, just to be able to post, so that you can keep on having feed. Because the feed thing gets addictive. Once you start getting feed, and people liking, and people are interacting, and you can see
there's a dopamine.
There's a dopamine that needs to be fed. So now it keeps on running. Now you have the pressure. You know, I got into a state where, and I know a lot of people are in that state. I got into a state where I was borrowing money from people just to be able to carry on doing what I'm doing.
Be at an event.
Be at an event.
Like, you know.
Yeah, well, be at an event, look cool, have this certain wardrobe, whatever. Because I wasn't affording it myself. But because people know Jay the stylist on social media, now I'm doing things that are not of my true character. So what I'm saying is, it doesn't even have to be disruptive. Which is a bit of a
Congo tie and stuff.
Yeah. Congo tie.
You won't even know.
So I think, bro, there's I think also there's a true value in growing up. And understanding yourself and wanting to be one with yourself. And understanding, okay, it's this actually that these things don't matter that much to me, you know. Yeah, man. Influencers things, they get tricky. The thing is, it's a really good way to make money. It's not all negative. You know? People make money, and people make loads of money off social media, bro. Like people become millionaires. Like people's lives get changed on social media. People. There's preachers that can get messages out across the world to people. So it's not all bad. That's not what I'm painting it. But as long as you have a true form and you know what you're gonna do and it aligns with who you are and with your God and
you're not losing yourself.
You're not losing yourself in His identity. You know, there's someone I was having a chat with just before this, and I was saying I'm shooting a podcast, and then she said to me, just as long as it aligns with God. Do you understand what I'm saying? She didn't know what I was shooting. And she just said to me one thing, just as long as it aligns with God. Cool. You know? And I think kids just need to know, bro. It's sad sometimes that we have to go through things to be able to get to a point where we need God. I think needing God, bro, you have to go through some things. Hey? I just had a flashback, but just as long as it aligns with God, as long as you're with God, as long as you won, and as long as you know who you are. I thank you, man. Yeah,
absolutely. I think we're gonna end on that note, and we're definitely gonna do another one. But I think the crux of it is that, I want to say personally that I've been young before, you know, and quite recently, and I know how vulnerable I was and how impressionable I was. But I wasn't as impressionable as other kids, but still I know that I was, you know. And I had aspirations that I now know that I shouldn't have gone here. And I shouldn't have. So if I can, from the knowledge that I have, and get other people with knowledge to just come and give you perspective of these things so that you are informed when you make decisions. Because personally, I didn't have that. Like, there was no one to coach me. There was no one to tell me. The experiences, so if we can put something out there for people to just like glean from, that's literally my heart for this. And just like share with your friends and see what's in here for you to take. And live it to the fullest, and then be true to yourself and make sure that you are aligning yourself with the purpose of your life that is ordained by God. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jay, bro.
Thank you, bro, for inviting me, man.